నా ఉచ్ఛ్వాసం కవనం, నా ఉచ్ఛ్వాసం కవనం.
మనం ఇవాళ ఒక దర్శక దిగ్గజాన్ని కలుసుకోబోతున్నాం. సిరివెన్నెల గారితో వారికి ఉన్న అనుభవాల్ని పంచుకోబోతున్నాం. ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా ఉన్న ఇండియన్ సినిమా అభిమానులందరూ ఈయన్ని సెల్యులాయిడ్ సైంటిస్ట్ అని, మెజిషియన్ ఆఫ్ ది సిల్వర్ స్క్రీన్ అని, మాస్టర్ ఆఫ్ స్క్రీన్ ప్లే అని ఇలా రకరకాలుగా పిలుచుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. ఇవన్నీ వాస్తవాలే కూడా. ఏ భాషలోని నటీనటులైనా, సాంకేతిక నిపుణులైనా ఈయనతో కనీసం ఒక్క సినిమాలోనైనా పనిచేయాలని తాపత్రయపడుతూ ఉంటారు. ఈయన సినిమాలని టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్గా భావించి వాటిని స్టడీ చేసి గొప్ప దర్శకులైన ఏకలవ్య శిష్యులు ఎంతోమంది ఉన్నారు ఈయనకి. సమకాలీన సామాజిక పరిస్థితులు, రోజువారీ జీవితంలోని అంశాలు ఈయన చిత్రాల్లోని కథాంశాలు అవుతాయి. అవి మనకి ప్రేమ అంటే ఏమిటో తెలియజేస్తాయి, పెళ్లికి అర్థాన్ని వివరిస్తాయి, సమాజంలో ఇవాళ ఉన్న రాజకీయ పరిస్థితుల గురించి చర్చిస్తాయి. తన పేరులోనే మణులను, రత్నాలను పొదువుకున్న దర్శక దిగ్గజం ఈయన. కేవలం దక్షిణ భారతదేశమే కాకుండా యావత్ భారతదేశం గర్వించదగ్గ అగ్రశ్రేణి దర్శకులలో ఒకరు ఈ దర్శక రత్నం మణిరత్నం. సున్నితమైన భావోద్వేగాలతో తన చిత్రంలోని దృశ్యాలను కావ్యాలుగా మార్చే దర్శకుడు మణిరత్నం గారైతే, మనసుకు దగ్గరైన సున్నితమైన మాటలతో తన కావ్యాన్నే దృశ్యాలుగా మార్చే రచయిత మన సిరివెన్నెల గారు. మరి ఈ ఇద్దరు దిగ్గజాల కలయిక, వారి అనుబంధం, వారి ప్రయాణం ఎలా సాగిందో చూద్దాం.
నా ఉచ్ఛ్వాసం కవనం.
నమస్కారం సార్. వెరీ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ టు యూ. సిరివెన్నెల గారి గురించి మేము చేస్తున్న ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో మీతో మాట్లాడడం మాకు చాలా సంతోషాన్ని ఇస్తుంది. అలాగే మిమ్మల్ని కలవడం కూడా చాలా గౌరవం. ఎందుకంటే మీ సినిమాలు చూస్తూ పెరిగాం. అలాంటిది మిమ్మల్ని కలవడం, మీతో మాట్లాడడం, ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో సిరివెన్నెల గారితో మీకున్న అనుభవాల గురించి మీతో చర్చించడం మాకు చాలా సంతోషాన్ని ఇస్తుంది. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్, ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ ఫర్ అకామిడేటింగ్ us and giving us time in a very short notice.
Most welcome. He's accommodated me several times and given me lot of lyrics in a very short time, so I owe it to him.
Sastry garu giving you lyrics in very short time, and that too coming from a director like Mani-Ratnam sir, that makes a lot of difference, because many people, many directors, they say that Sastry garu, though he takes a lot of time, he gives a very good song. Yeah. He takes a lot of time, but you are saying he gave you lyrics in a very short
we
short
kidnapped
time.
him, we brought him here. We put him up here, and we he had only a house and the music to work with.
Right. That makes sense. Sir, it really gives me immense pleasure talking about two legends. One being Siruvenala Garu, the iconic poet of Telugu film lyricist, and the other being yourself, I can say one of the greatest directors this country has ever produced. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious to know about your first interaction with Sitaram Shastri Garu. When was it and how did it happen, sir?
I think the first film we did together was Prematho,
Dil Se.
I remember right. And before that, I had worked lyric writers in Telugu. The problem is that I don't know Telugu.
Right.
So when I work with a lyricist from language, he should first accommodate me, I mean. So it works on two ways, that I trust him and he has to trust me.
Right.
I had worked with Veturi Garu before, and it was a wonderful relationship. It was really wonderful to work with him, and it was great. So after him, I didn't know where, and we so there's no other choice. I had reached out to Sastry Garu, and I didn't know whether he will be willing to accept somebody who doesn't know the language and who is he has to translate and tell me, and I'm asking things like that, and whether he'll be okay with that, But when we started working together, I think it was an absolute pleasure, I mean, it was so much fun. It was, very similar to what I could do with Veturi Garu, it was very, very good that he was open, and he would take not just a song. He didn't look at it as only a situation, a song that he had done. He would know everything. He'd know every bit of the character. I would narrate the full thing to him. He will know how the character will behave, what does he say. He'll remember the dialogues that I've told him. And therefore, he was like a part of the film. It was not that he was a
Shastri was very
lyricist.
famous for that. He would ask for the entire story.
Yeah, not only story. He knew the dialogue. He knew each character. He knew where it comes and till then what has happened and how it will take it forward.
There, I would like to interrupt you, sir. Did you ever come across a lyric writer like him who would insist upon, letting him know about all the characters, the dialogues? I mean, generally, lyric writers, you would explain him one particular situation for a song, right?
Yeah.
Then,
Not necessarily. A lot of them, see, as I'm from this side, if you're a filmmaker and somebody's coming from outside, a lyric writer or a choreographer, whatever, technicians who come from outside, they do several things and they're coming to your film. And if you just give them a situation, they're just going to write a situation. They have to come into this world. So invariably, you tend to tell the whole thing.
right.
They need to get a grasp. So normally I work with only one lyricist for the whole film. So that lyricist knows every
Makes
bit of the film, and he's a part of them, part of the team. So we refer to him for everything. Doubts on Telugu, doubts on title, everything.
Right.
He's our one man that we go to. So it is, with him it was more receptive because he would remember everything.
Right.
He'll remember the dialogues, he'll remember where it comes, and he'll quote it, and then he'll link it with what is there in the lyrics. So, and it'll make it all very entertaining. You could see the joy that he's, has in the writing, and that is infectious. So in this room, we had sat so many days. And
this room, sir?
This room.
Oh, we are
so we
privileged
would
then.
sit and he would, read it and in Telugu, and then tell me in English, and then go back and read it. And then if I ask him something, he'll say, I'll work and come back. So it was just amazing. He was just fantastic to work with. He was like having a big brother next to you.
Fantastic, sir. So my next question is, like, people say that you are the master of screenplay. You always, in my view, you always used a particular song as a tool of screenplay to narrate the story. And so is Sastry garu. He tried to touch every aspect of the story and tried to carry the emotion of the story in every song that he wrote. My question to you is, when working with the people like Sastry garu, for that matter, Vetu garu or Sastry garu, would you insist to replicate the same meaning of the song which is already written in Tamil?
First thing I tell them is that you're not bound by it.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. We want it to look like a original Telugu song. Okay, the material that we have from a Tamil song is the material that we have, conveyed. So that gives you the world, but you're not bound by it. You're bound only by the emotion behind it. So with all of them, that's what I've done with, and there are only sometimes very few songs where, it is restricted because of the lip,
Right.
to make the sync work. But the rest of the time, I think we have tried to treat it as good as a straight song. Sometimes we feel that the Telugu song should be better than the Tamil song,
Right. And it happened multiple times.
That's what we aim for every time, So, and each one will bring in, both of them were, very knowledgeable, and they were so good, and and they will elevate everything to to the next level. Absolutely.
Fantastic, sir. That's what actually Sastry garu told me on several occasions. I will come to that, sir. But as far as Telugu films are concerned, the Mani Ratnam Veturi combination is a supreme combination, right? Be it Geetanjali, Om Namaha Nayana Shrutulaku. That one particular line, as I told you, Jagatike atidhulai janana mandina prema jantaki. That one line tells the whole story. So, beat Bombay or beat Donga Donga. And then how come you preferred Sastry garu for Premato?
I don't know really, honestly, I wouldn't know. But it was not maybe Veturi Garu was not there,
Not available.
not there in country. Something like that must have happened, and therefore, but it was a good thing. I think maybe he was telling me that this is the next person who can take you on.
Probably.
Maybe Veturi was giving me the clear indication of where I can get. So maybe it is that.
That's the best way to put it, sir. That's excellent. Particularly one song, the Chaiyya Chaiyya song.
Yeah.
Chaiyya 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 Chalu Chaiyya 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 Chaiyya. The Telugu words, I mean, go like this. Chelikila kilale chitikayya hoyya chelikila kilale chitikayya madi chediri kadha kali chayya hoyya madi chediri kadha kali chayya chalu chayya 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 chayya. Other two lines which I like the most is ఓ కన్యపై చూపున్నదయా మనసు పడే వయసుండదయా మనసాపలేక మాట్లాడలేక ఒక ఖయ్యామై తయ్యారయ్యా. He carried out that so beautifully, sir. So this song created waves in all the languages, I mean across the nation. And of course the credit goes to you for conceptualizing and giving a shape to such a visual feast. And then, of course, the magnificent tune by Rahman Saab. And in Hindi, the divine lyrics by Guljar Saab. And I can say the same magic has been created by Sirvenal Garu in Telugu. So would you like to say something about this song? Or?
Yeah, I remember him reading it for the first time, and he'll have his son next to him. And the son will sing. He'll read the two lines and the son will sing. That. So it was an absolute pleasure to see it evolving, to see it coming in. And that's probably the first time that I've seen that joy that he brings to, the art of creation. So it is, he was really somebody whom I'll miss very, very badly.
Right, sir. We all too. I remember, I would like to share one personal experience of mine. We did a tour with Sitaram Shastry Garu, myself as a playback singer. And so when we did this tour called Sirvenalantarangam, our good friend Ram Charu Garu has designed this show. We did about 10 concerts in United States. He would explain the meaning of a particular song and then I would sing it on the stage. Then the reason behind letting you know this, he always insisted that Chaiyya Chaiyya should be a part of every concert. Because he would try to say, explain the meaning of this song so beautifully, and the way, as you rightly said, it evolved, how it evolved from, and what kind of freedom you gave. He told me on several occasions that Ratnam sir would tell me, don't bother about lyrics, sing, don't bother about the Tamil version, and just come up with your own thoughts. And that's why this is a song very close to my heart. So he was very passionate about, talking about all his experiences with you on the stage. Remember him talking about his experiences with you.
The thing with him is that it's not just a lyric, that he converts it musically. He takes note of everything that goes high, comes down. So it kind of complements the tune so beautifully. So you don't even know whether it was written for the tune or, from the tune came from this. So I think that's what's beautiful about him, that and there's a musicality to his words, and where it has to go low and then climb up, it never clashes with the tune.
Wow.
It's always in the flow. So it's kind of enhances the song tremendously.
Fantastic, sir. Very, very well said. Sir, coming to your work with Sitaram Shastry Garu, after you made him write all the songs for Premato, then there was a huge gap between Premato and OK Bangaram, right, sir? About 15 years.
Was it 15 years? No.
Sir?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There was why was it, sir?
Nothing.
Is there any particular reason for that?
No, not at all. I think
it just didn't happen.
Sometimes just didn't happen. So it was a pleasure to come back for OK Bangaram. It was like we always did it together. So it was so nice to.
And that's the best part of Sastry Garu, sir. Even if he meets a person for the first time, he will own him in such a way that he'll talk to him as if he knew him for years. I mean, and that too with people like you.
Yeah, he was just a fantastic person to have.
So what is your favorite song in OK Bangaram, sir, if you can tell me? I heard in some interview you mentioned about Yedo Adagana.
I think when he writes and when he sings, you like all of them. You're so happy with it that, almost forget the Tamil and you're listening to Telugu like a fresh song and it's so full.
Yeah. That is another wonderful melody for the, as far as the tune is concerned. ఏదో అడగన ఏదైనా అడగన మాటలతో అడగన మౌనంతో అడగన మౌనంతో అడగడం అనేది అసలు అణకువగా అడగన తెగ తెగువై అడగన అడగగనే అడగన అడగనిదే అడగన ఏదో అడగన. Fantastic, sir. And I mean, in general, how your music sittings used to be? I mean,
I think we'll have one lengthy one where it's only the script. We won't even touch the songs. We'll just narrate the script and the characters and what happens. So he takes all of that in, and then we would sit with the situation and play the tune, if the Tamil has been recorded, we'll play the Tamil recorded one also. But, and he will be given. And then the Tamil lyrics also would be there. But that is just to know what we have said. He understands Tamil, so he didn't really need it. But anyway, it was just there. After that, it was complete, where he will go, sit down, work on it, and come back the next day. He'll call. As soon as he finished, he'll call. He says, it's ready, I'm coming. So he'll come down and it'll be so much, those sessions were really special because he would have, like this Adagana, first time when he came up with the concept and said, I was so surprised that the flow was so beautiful that, it just lifts everything up. So that's the kind of thing. I mean, it was always a pleasure for me to be with him.
Yeah, I mean, the journey in making a song with the lyric writers and the music directors. Sir, any other special experiences you would like to?
No, he'll come, though he is in Hyderabad, when we record it, he will come down to make sure that the words are sitting correctly, and if there is something that is required, he is ready to alter it for the tune and things without anything going down and things like that. So he looked at it as his own, that he is very much a part of our team and very much that, I could totally know that there was somebody standing next to me with us, a huge support.
So any special moments like, when you differed on a particular point and then...
I think even if you differ, it'll be with the laughter, it'll be with the fun, and he'll take it, he'll make a joke out of it, and it's just evolving. That's not different, we don't have arguments or differences. It's just trying to evolve. Sometimes I'm, when he writes, it gives you an idea and I tell how I'm planning to picturize it and what I might want for that, and then he understands what we are planning to do and then adds that element into it and things like that.
Fantastic.
So it's just a question of building, he does something and that inspires you and you say something and then it grows further.
Fantastic, sir. And I mean, of course, you also worked with films like Nawab. And I heard that, he was supposed to work for the latest film, Ponniyin Selvan. And could you please tell us more about it?
I think I've told him before that we are doing this film. There's a 10th century where, the language becomes very important, and wanted him to do the dialogues also for us, and then do the songs. So we told him, and he said he will. He said, just give me some time. I'll prepare and come, and study a little on that language, and because he was fantastic at that,
right.
He knew everything and he would understand that it has to be at a time where, before the Mughal invasion, so the words cannot have Urdu or Hindi, flavor into it. It has to be a little more pure. It had to be, like it was before. So he was ready. So it would have happened. And it's really unfortunate we missed it. And so we were ready. The songs were ready. We called him and he said, give me a couple of weeks. I'll come back.
This was when, sir?
This was just
a year ago, probably. Probably September, October 2021. That's the time when we actually started this shoot also. We were fortunate enough to do the shoot with him for a couple of days, and we were unfortunate that we could not continue it. So if you have to say in one line or briefly about Sastry Garu and his contribution to Telugu cinema or Indian cinema in particular, in the literature, because I know you are a person with a lot of passion for literature in any language, because so if you have to say.
I think he brings down the gap between film songs and poetry. He was able to bring in the poetry into lyric writing. He was able to bridge those two. They were not too far apart. They were, kind of interconnected, and he raised the bar as far as the standard of songs were concerned. I think it's very essential for us, for films, to have people like that, coming in and raising the bar, raising the standard, and making it pure.
Fantastic, sir. See, that's what our intention is to. That's the intention with which we started this show. We want to build an archive of his literature. He might have written about 3,000 plus songs.
Wow.
I mean, there are people who actually they wanted to commit suicide, and listening to his songs, they came back.
Oh, wow.
I saw him on such instances on stage. I mean, that made me think, song is not just a source of entertainment. It can save lives. So that's the kind of treasure, probably I can say, he has given us, and that's the intention with which we started, to pass it on to the next generation.
Yeah, wonderful.
And your presence, I can say, sir, it has so much value, because
no, I'm just a colleague I've worked with. I had the pleasure of working with him, and was very happy. I enjoyed every bit that I've worked. I'm so glad you're doing this, and I'm so glad that I've been a part of this.
We are honored, sir. Thank you very much for your time, and we definitely would like to. We'll come back to you with when the entire thing is ready. Probably.
I look forward to it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Naa Uchvasam Kavanam, Naa Uchvasam Kavanam.